Hey guys, Zach here to bring you my newest movie review. If you haven't already, and if you have, thank you so much. But if you haven't already, you can check out my latest two reviews. I'll leave 12 Years a Slave over here, and I'll leave Thor the Dark World over here. Thank you to everybody who watched those, and I look forward to your feedback. And thank you to everybody who gave me their feedback. It was really well received, and I'm working on these videos to make them as best I can. But that's not what we're here today. Today we're here to bring you, I'm here, why we're here, no one else is here, but I'm here to bring you my newest review in Star Trek Into Darkness. This movie review should have been out months ago. There's no excuse for it. I should have had it out months ago, but thank you for your patience and asking for it. Where is it, Zach? Where is it? But here it is. This movie stars Chris Pine, Zachary Quinto, Zoe Saldana, Benedict Cumberbatch, I'm hoping I'm saying it right, Karl Urban, Simon Pegg, and a great cast as this ensemble cast is very good and very well received in this movie. It's basically is the sequel to the reboot of 2009 Star Trek by J.J. Abrams. He directs this one as well. He does a fantastic job as always. I love J.J. Abrams. I really haven't seen really a bad movie. I didn't like Cloverfield a lot, but it wasn't a bad movie. I thought it was pretty good. But he directs this movie very well. The acting is great in this movie. It's not fantastic, but it is good. Benedict Cumberbatch gives a great performance as... Is he the guy that we all thought he was going to be, or isn't he the guy that we all thought he was going to be? But he gives a good performance of that. Chris Pine is better in this movie as Captain Kirk. I thought in the first one he was pretty all right, but I thought William Shatner did a better role many years ago. I'm not that big of a Star Trek fan, but I've seen him in his role, and he's pretty great. But in this movie, he comes into his own as the captain of the Starship Enterprise. I'm hoping I'm saying that right. I'm not a big Star Trek fan, but these last two movies have made me kind of a big fan. I like the Star Trek universe. I think it's very vast, as I've talked to a lot of people who have been Star Trek fans for years, and they say this universe is very big. They kind of chastise me for not being big fans. I'm kind of a big Star Wars fan. Well, that's another video for another day. Benedict Cumberbatch is great in this movie. I think it's his best performance of the year as whoever you think he might be, and who you may think he's not. I don't want to spoil it because I think the movie's been out to spoil it. And if you don't want to watch this review, it's only the one part that I'm spoiling. It's not the entire movie that I'm spoiling. He plays Khan, and everybody speculated this for months. Who's he going to be? And then the trailers came out, and you're like, okay, he's going to be Khan. And I think one of the actresses who plays the Colonel's daughter in this movie kind of gave it away in an interview a couple months back before the movie came out. But he gives a great performance. Zachary Quinto, I think, is perfect for Spock. I love Zachary Quinto. I've been a big fan of this guy ever since he played Sky. I don't remember who he played on Heroes, but he was great on that show. He was good on American Horror Story last year as the one of the gay house owners in the beginning of the series, but he was great. This movie overall is great. It looks good. The lens flare is always a problem with J.J. Abrams movie. I don't mind it at all. I think it's a good part of his movies. I think it adds a lot to it. Zoe Saldana was pretty good in this movie as a love interest to Spock. There's this great scene between Khan and Spock towards the end of the movie. They have a fight scene, and it's pretty damn well received, and it's filmed great. J.J. Abrams knows how to do a fight scene pretty damn well, and I'm looking forward to Star Wars Episode 7, which is kind of sad because he's not going to do Star Trek 3, but whoever they give it off to, I have faith in, because J.J. Abrams, whatever he touches turns to basically gold, and I'm hopeful for Star Wars Episode 7 to be really good. I've been hearing great things about it, but that's for another video. This movie is overall really good. There are some problems with some of the lesser-known actors. I think the daughter of the Colonel doesn't really do anything for me in this movie. You got Simon Pegg in this movie, who I think is one of the funniest guys on the planet right now, as evidenced by another movie review I got to do in a couple days. But he's very underutilized, and the guy they play, Scotty, was underutilized in this movie. But everybody who played the big important parts in this movie were really good. I think Chris Pine gives a great performance as Captain Kirk. I think in the last movie he wasn't used well enough, and that's a review for another day. But he was better in this movie. He became that role, and I think he's the Captain Kirk going further. I think William Shatner kind of handed him the reins and was like, do good, kid. I can't do a good William Shatner. I'm not even going to attempt to. But the set pieces look fantastic. When they go to the Klingon planet, it looks great. On Earth, looks fantastic. The starship looks beautiful. This is a gorgeous movie. J.J. Abrams knows how to shoot movies. He knows what he's doing. The cinematography is fantastic. The acting's pretty good. Lesser-known actors weren't that great in this movie. But the three main, I guess four, Karl Urban's also in this movie, who was very underutilized. Like I said, a lot of the people, the three main, people, which is Chris Pine, Zachary Quinto, and Benedict Cumberbatch's characters, are pretty good in this movie. They're not as great as in a lot of performances this year, but they are serviceable. That's not a detriment to what they did in this movie, because they were pretty good, but they're not great. Benedict Cumberbatch. I said Cumberbatch. I think that's what they all call themselves, the Cumberbitches. That's what I heard in an interview. But he did great in this movie. I thought it was pretty good. I think he could have been a little bit better, though. I think a lot of people could have been a little bit better. But this movie's pretty good. I liked it a lot. I didn't like it as much as the first one, because that was a shock to me, because I never watched a Star Trek movie before, and it got me invested in the characters. I think that was a lot better than this one, but this is still a great movie. Towards the end, they have an ending scene where it kind of teared me up a little bit, even though I'm not a big Star Trek fan. My rating for this movie will be high DVD rating, as I've explained before. It's a great movie. It's not as good as a lot of the movies I've seen this year, but it's a lot better than a lot of movies I've seen this year. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. If you haven't already checked out those 2 reviews I posted in the beginning of the video, I'm Zach, and I hope to see you guys next time. Bye.